Good evening. We'll call this meeting to order for the May 11th, 2023 Apple Valley City Council meeting. I'd like to welcome everyone and make a brief announcement. For those members in the audience who have signed up to speak, when your name is called, please approach the podium to address the council. The first item on our agenda is the Pledge of Allegiance, and I would ask everyone to rise and join us in the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. The second item on our agenda is to approve our agenda. And Tom, do we have any changes?
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, members of the council. No changes to tonight's agenda.
All right, we don't have any changes. Do we have a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved.
Second.
A motion from Councilmember Grendall and a second from Councilmember Melander. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
And opposed. Agenda is approved. And the next item is our audience participation portion of the meeting. This is for items not on the regular agenda, and we have a total of 10 minutes for this item. And Randy Bailey would like to come forward. Randy, come on up.
What a nice looking bike.
Oh, boy.
Look at this guy.
It's not electric.
Oh,
Wow.
whoa.
Can you just have the wheelies in those kind of?
Greetings, Mayor, council members, esteemed city. That's not good enough anymore, is it? Greetings, Mayor of the City of the Year, City Council members of the City of the Year,
Here we go.
esteemed servants of the City of the Year. Greetings, one and all. I bring tidings of joy. My name's Randy Bailey. I'm part of the group behind Rick's Bike Sale. The 15th annual one's coming up this Saturday, noon to 4, at Dan Solseth's Superior Service Center, right over there on Cedar Avenue. It's our 15th annual one. We'll have 450 bikes this year, the biggest bike shop in the world. We hope to bring hundreds and hundreds of people to this fair city to get a bike and drive home happy with their bike. We are now up to $439,005 we've donated. $439,005. With 450 bikes this year, we're confident that with a decent year, we're going to go over $500,000. And that $500,000 has gone to 2 local Dakota County nonprofits, Kids in Kinship, based right here in Apple Valley, matching adult mentors with kids in need, and DARTS, the senior services nonprofit, where I have to give half the money because the president is my wife. It's true, Tom, it's true. I have to. But anyway, so we're hoping to have a big year. And this might be our last big year because both Rick and I are starting to move on to other things. But anyway, just as a neat, one-of-a-kind civic event, I thought it was worth presenting this as usual to our city officials. So many of you I know are bike supporters, bike program helpers, buyers, donors, etc. Police chief's been to my house a few times, so I'm the hit of the neighborhood now. Anyway, thanks, folks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Andy, thank
Good
you.
job.
Well, there are 3 of your bikes hanging in the rafters of my garage, so I know we've purchased at least a few.
We've got little flyers if you care to help us out. There's 1 day left to advertise, and our city clerk has taken a bunch more of these, and there's a bunch waiting outside on the table. If you happen to know some friends who might be bike shopping, feel free to grab some flyers.
Great. Thank
you,
you.
Randy.
Thanks, Randy. All right, the next item on our agenda this evening, seeing no one else who looks like they would like to speak, is our consent agenda. These items are considered routine and will be enacted with a single motion unless a council member or citizen requests to pull an item. We'll start with council members. Are there any items from consent that you would like to pull and discuss separately? All right, seeing none. For those in the audience, for our citizens, are there any items you would like to pull? All right, since we don't have any items pulled, we would take a motion to approve the consent agenda.
So moved. Second.
Motion from Councilmember Bergman, a second from Councilmember Grendall. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
And opposed, consent items are approved unanimously. We will move on to our regular agenda. And our first item is 5A, and that is to proclaim May 26th, 2023 as National Poppy Day and May 2023 as Poppy Month. And I believe Gina Deerfeld's going to walk us through this one. Come on up.
All right. Hi, thank you for having me. My name is Gina Deerfeld, and I am the Vice President of the American Legion Auxiliary Unit 1776 in Apple Valley. And I'm very excited about this proclamation, which I'll read right now. Whereas America is the land of freedom, preserved and protected willingly and freely by its citizens and soldiers. And whereas millions who have answered the call to arms have died on the fields of battle. And whereas a nation and its citizens must be reminded of the price of war and the debt it owes to those who have died in war. And whereas the red poppy has been designated as a symbol of the sacrifice of lives in all wars, and whereas the American Legion Auxiliary has pledged to remind Americans annually of the debt owed through the distribution of the memorial flower. Now, therefore, the City Council of the City of Apple Valley, Dakota County, Minnesota, hereby proclaims May as Poppy Month and the 26th of May, 2023, as National Poppy Day, and asks that all citizens wear the memorial poppy on these days to pay tribute to those who have made the ultimate sacrifice in the name of freedom. Proclaimed this 11th day of May 2023. And I would also just like you to know that we will, the American Legion Auxiliary will have volunteers at Von Hansen's in Apple Valley and at Ace Hardware the weekend of May 19th, so Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then also Memorial Day weekend. So for those of you that are stopping in to pick up some barbecue stuff at Von Hansen's or stuff for the lawn at Ace Hardware, just have a little bit of change with you because all of the donations that we get for the poppies benefit our veterans, and we're just so thankful for all of our veterans who have served our country, and we're just very thankful that we can do this to pay back. Thank you so much.
Great. Thank you, Gina. As we take a motion and vote on this, why don't you come up, because I know there's a few people here who would like to grab a poppy from you. So
Sure.
do we have a motion to accept the proclamation?
Second.
All right, we have a motion from Councilmember Goodwin and a second from Councilmember Melander. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
And opposed, and that one carries unanimously as well.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Are those poppies down there, Tom? For the screen?
And then I know, Councilmember Goodwin, Councilmember Bergman, you have a story here to share too.
Last year,
There's this-
we, as elected officials, are invited to a National League of City Conference, and it was in Kansas City. And Councilmember Grendel, myself, and Councilmember Keeley from Burnsville went to this memorial. And this is a poppy memorial. There's a glass bridge that you walk across. All those in the red are representing the poppies, and it's quite a scene. It took us about 3 hours to go through the facility, I believe, Ruth, in that time frame, and it was unbelievable. But we took the photos. Us three elected officials thought that this was appropriate during the time for the poppy sales and for everybody that sacrificed their life. So
Thank you, John. Appreciate that.
Thanks.
Pretty cool site. Councilmember Grindle.
If you haven't been to the World War I Museum, you really need to go. It's phenomenal.
beautiful.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you, staff.
All right, as Gina finishes up, we'll move on to 5B, which is to proclaim May 29th, 2023 as Memorial Day, and Carla Painter is going to present this proclamation for us.
Hi, my name is Carla Painter from the American Legion Apple Valley, Post 1776, and I want to thank you for inviting me here and allow me to read the City of Apple Valley Proclamation. Whereas Memorial Day has been observed in the United States since General Logan of the Grand Army of the Republic issued General Order Number 11 on May 5th, 1868, setting aside May 30th, 1868 for the purpose of strewing flowers or otherwise decorating the graves of soldiers of the Federal and Confederate troops who lost their lives in the Civil War that raged from 1861 to 1865, and whereas over 1,345,677 men and women who have been killed in action or lost their lives from other causes in wars and peace actions in the defense of the United States of America, from the American Revolution to the evacuation of Kabul, Afghanistan. And whereas over 1,498,240 men and women who were injured in combat or by other means in time of war endured a constant reminder of their sacrifice for the freedom of the United States citizens and others around the world. Now, therefore, the City Council of the Apple Valley, Dakota County, Minnesota, hereby acknowledges the federal proclamation on May 29th, 2023 as Memorial Day, and asks that all citizens set aside May 29th, 2023 as a day of remembrance, and invites all citizens to attend the memorial ceremony scheduled for 11 a.m. at the Apple Valley American Legion Memorial. Further, citizens are reminded that flag etiquette provides that all flags be flown at half-staff until 12 noon in a special salute to the sacrifice of the casualties and injured in the various wars and police actions. Proclaimed this 11th day of May, 2023.
Thank you, Carla. Do we have a motion to approve that proclamation?
So moved.
Second.
A motion from Councilmember Grendall, a second from Councilmember Goodwin. All in favor, indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That carries. And Carla, we have a signed copy in this folder for you as well. And just, we'll repeat that, 11 a.m. at the Legion on Memorial Day is the ceremony.
Yep, and everybody gets there.
Yep,
Great,
well.
thank you. All right, we'll move on to 5C, which is the 2023 Special Assessment Roll Number 688. And Ron Hedberg is going to walk us through this one.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, members of the council. As the mayor mentioned, this item is related to the certification of delinquent utility bills. Historically, I've been kind of walking through the whole certification process for those that may be watching. The process starts with the city staff sending out a letter to delinquent accounts stating that if the balance is not paid within, in this case, it was a due date of March 23rd, that the account would be included in the certification process and collection for delinquent accounts. After that deadline was passed, a list was processed on March 28th and presented to the City Council at the April 13th City Council meeting, setting aside this evening for the public hearing for considering certifying the delinquent accounts. Following the public hearing this evening, the City Council is asked to consider adopting the assessment roll. And following that adoption, the residents or customers would have 30 days to pay, which in this case would be June 12th, to pay at City Hall prior to any accounts being certified to the county. Any accounts remaining unpaid at that time would be certified to the county. The final list would be, as of today, $31,737 have been paid since that initial list, bringing the balance down to $118,419.88. We estimate that another 25 to 50 accounts will pay within that 30-day period and avoid the certification, and the remainders would go to the county for certification. As of this afternoon, no written objections have been received, and the affidavits of publication have been received. They're on file. At this point, the City Council is asked to conduct the public hearing, consider adopting the assessment roll, certifying for collection delinquent utility charges in the amount of $150,157.65, which is the amount of the original roll. So.
Great, thank you, Ron. Are there any questions? All right, we will go ahead and open the public hearing. Is there anyone who would like to speak to Special Assessment Roll Number 688? Anyone who would like to speak to Special Assessment Roll 688? One last opportunity. With that, we will close the public hearing, and we will look for an adoption, a motion to adopt the resolution levying the assessments.
So moved.
Second.
Motion from Councilmember Bergman, a second from Councilmember Grendall. All in favor, indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, that item carries as well. We'll move on to 6, which is staff and council communications. And Tom, anything from staff?
We have none.
The only thing I would add is we buzzed right through it on the consent agenda, but 4E on the consent agenda was the police department annual report. And
Very well done.
well done, and just if you want a quick glimpse at how much you all touch every year. It's a great document. Pull it out and take a look at it. It was a fun read, as much fun as an annual report can be to read anyway. So, thank you. Anything else, council? All right, the next regular city council meeting is Thursday, May 25th at 7 p.m. Do we have a motion to approve the calendar of upcoming events?
So moved.
Second.
Motion from Councilmember Grendall, a second from Councilmember Bergman. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That carries, and we have a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Motion to adjourn from Councilmember Goodwin and a second from Councilmember Melander. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. We're adjourned.